Do you want to know how an 18-year-old orphan who left a convent in search of a better life became the most successful fashion designer of the 20th century, creating an empire worth billions of dollars and surviving 2 world wars? Meet Gabrielle Chanel, also known as Coco Chanel. Her story is full of twists and turns, and it's not always easy to tell fact from fiction. In this contentious biography, we'll delve into the rise, fall, and resurgence of Chanel's fashion empire and uncover the truth behind this iconic figure. Imagine growing up without the love and guidance of your parents, and instead being raised in an orphanage by nuns. This is the reality for our protagonist, who lost her mother at the tender age of 12 and was abandoned by her father. Now, as she reaches a crossroad in her life, she must grapple with a decision that will shape her future. Should she follow in the footsteps of the nuns who raised her and become one herself, or should she venture out into the world and forge her own path? She ultimately makes the decision to leave the convent and venture out into the world to build a life for herself. This young woman goes on to become Coco Chanel, a household name in the fashion industry. But how did she go from being a destitute orphan to becoming the most renowned fashion designer of the 20th century, building an empire worth billions of dollars and surviving 2 world wars while being accused of espionage? It's interesting that Chanel's story has 2 different versions, the truth and the side that she publicly shared. The rise, fall, and resurgence of Coco Chanel's fashion empire are chronicled in this contentious biography. Gabrielle Chanel was born on August 19, 1883, into a poor family in a small French town. Her mother made a living by washing clothes, while her father moved around selling them. Chanel's father abandoned her after her mother died when she was only 12 years old. She was placed in a convent orphanage run by nuns. Chanel was aware that she would never see her father again because the nuns at the orphanage were even stricter than a prison guard. She found comfort in learning the art of stitching and sewing, eventually producing lovely hats and dresses. She was unhappy and eager to grow up and leave the orphanage. Chanel left the orphanage when she was 18 years old and enrolled in Notre Dame, finishing school for girls to further her education and begin a new life. Her ultimate goal was to lead a lavish lifestyle similar to that of high society women, but she needed a lot of cash to make this happen. At the age of 20, Chanel began working as a seamstress in 1903. Off-duty soldiers who frequented the shop soon became drawn to Chanel because of her exceptional sewing ability and beauty. She was invited by a soldier to a musical performance one night, and even though she didn't fit in with the elite crowd, she took the chance to show off her singing ability. Some believe Gabrielle Chanel got the name Coco from a song she frequently sang with the lyrics, "Who has seen Coco?" after getting a night job singing in clubs. But Chanel herself insisted that it stood for "but a Catwoman" in French, even though she was known to embellish the truth about her past. Regardless of where the moniker came from, Chanel accepted it and continued to use it. She performed at night when she met her lover, wealthy polo player Etienne Balsan, while working as a seamstress during the day. Chanel entered high society using her connections to Balsan, but she soon became dissatisfied with the paucity of comfortable and useful clothing for women. She dared to attend an event while donning a custom-made boater hat and tailored man suit, shocking the fashion industry and attracting the attention she desired. Following this, Chanel started coming up with her own fashion ideas in an effort to show that comfort could be just as stylish as tight or long clothing for women. Chanel persisted in breaking fashion rules with her attire, including riding in a gondola in Venice while wearing pants. Chanel's avant-garde fashions piqued Balsan's interest, and he gave her a tiny room in his chateau to pursue her passion for hat making and clothing design. He only considered it a hobby, while Chanel had much more ambitious plans. She was adamant about making it a business. Finding the money to make her dream a reality was the only obstacle. She had a lot of wealthy friends who would shower her with pricey gifts, but none of them seemed interested in funding her business. Chanel started to feel restless until she ran into wealthy Englishman Arthur Capel at a party. Along with developing into love, the relationship also developed into a business partnership. Chanel moved to Capel from Balsan before following him to Paris. Capel recognized Chanel's talents and gave her the resources she needed to start her own little shop in Paris in 1910, selling the hats she had created at first. The success of the shop was due to Chanel's distinctive designs rather than his initial investment and business acumen. She broke away from the oversized fruit bowl decorative hats worn by French women at the time with her elegant yet practical hats. As her company grew, Chanel took the risk of starting her own line of casually elegant clothing to appeal to France's wealthy citizens. Her designs quickly became popular with French actresses and socialites, creating a sensation, and she realized that the resort town of Deauville was the best location for this. To help her reach her goal of becoming a wealthy woman, Chanel hired more staff. Chanel and Capel went on a romantic beach vacation to Deauville, but she actually used the trip as an opportunity to scout out the ideal spot for her first boutique. She found a place she loved while traveling, and the House of Chanel formally opened its doors in this affluent area in 1913. Previously primarily used for men's underwear, jersey fabric was used in her first collection. However, because of their functionality and simplicity, these jersey garments have become extremely popular among women. French women were finally able to put on casual, yet fashionable dresses. According to Chanel, she wanted to enable women to laugh and eat without having to pass out. Chanel enjoyed her success, but it was regrettably fleeting. When war broke out in 1914 as tensions in Europe were on the rise, Chanel's business was severely impacted. Chanel, however, decided to change her designs to reflect the times rather than becoming discouraged. She introduced a line of daily clothing for women made of a renowned jersey fabric, which was better suited to the jobs that women were now performing. The popularity of her jersey dresses among working women helped to further boost Chanel's reputation. Chanel had turned to the challenges of war into opportunities by the 1920s. Later, she said that either the world was going to end or a new one was emerging. I seized an opportunity that presented itself. Despite Chanel's success in the business world, her personal life was in turmoil due to a relationship with Capel. Although deeply in love with him, Capel decided to marry the daughter of an English aristocrat, leaving Chanel heartbroken and feeling betrayed. His aristocratic background prevented him from being with Chanel, who had no rank and was looked down upon by many in the upper class. These same people, however, later accepted Chanel's clothing designs. Chanel continued her business meetings and romantic relationship with Capel as his mistress, finding solace in their secret meetings. Unfortunately, the relationship came to a tragic end when Capel died in a car accident on his way to visit Chanel. This loss left Chanel lonely and angry, fueling her desire for revenge against the elites she blamed for Capel's death and their separation. In 1921, she launched Chanel No. 5, a perfume that revolutionized the industry by combining different scents and creating a unique and luxurious product. It quickly became the world's best-selling perfume and remains popular to this day. Despite her personal tragedy, Chanel's success in the fashion and beauty industry cemented her legacy as a fashion icon. Marilyn Monroe famously revealed that she wore a few drops of Chanel No. 5 to bed, showcasing the iconic nature of the fragrance. However, after the death of her business partner and lover Capel, Chanel found herself in a difficult situation. As women were unable to have their own bank accounts and handle business deals, Chanel was left without a partner to take care of these matters. In 1924, she partnered with Pierre Wertheimer, a wealthy man with experience in luxury fashion brands, to stay in business. However, the contract Chanel signed left her with only 10% of the profits from the sales of Chanel No. 5, which she would fight against for the rest of her life. Despite this, Chanel continued to make significant contributions to the fashion industry. She introduced trends like the two-tone shoe and the little black dress, and she championed more practical and comfortable fashion for women. She also dated influential men like the Duke of Westminster, which gave her access to royal functions and social circles and helped her grow her business. Chanel expanded her business by launching a jewelry line and famous handbags, which were worn by movie stars. However, the onset of World War II and the invasions of Paris by the German army in 1940 disrupted her business. Chanel closed her stores, leaving thousands out of work, and moved to the Hotel Ritz, where the Nazis had set up their headquarters. Despite rumors that she fled to Lake Geneva, Chanel remained in Paris during the war. As we come to the end of this video, we hope you found the story of Coco Chanel both inspiring and intriguing. From a destitute orphan to a renowned fashion designer, her journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and hard work. We learned about Chanel's determination to break free from the strict rules of society and create a new standard of fashion, one that prioritized comfort and practicality without sacrificing style. Despite facing numerous obstacles and setbacks, Chanel never gave up on her dreams and went on to build an empire worth billions of dollars. Her legacy continues to inspire and influence the fashion industry to this day. We hope this video provided you with a deeper understanding of Coco Chanel's life and work. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching.